there should be a sign somewhere on the side that says, like, fuel here. Come if you are low on the fuel. Oh, which we now are. Hello, Internet, and welcome back to more American Truck Simulator. So, we are here in lovely New Mexico. There's a star up there. Didn't notice that before. Yeah. If we go ahead, hop back inside of the cab, pull up our map, we are in the lovely town of Raton, which is more or less right on the border. That's how we move the map, of Colorado, which is this rectangle here. So that's our next destination. Whoa, zoomed in too much. That's our next destination. Specifically, from looking at the freight market before the episode started, it looks like we're heading up north to the town of Fort Collins. So, this is a little bit of an exciting episode for me. It's a new episode, a new recording session, first episode of a new recording session. And in between the last recording session and this one, I have actually been to the state of Colorado. In fact, I was there as of this recording last weekend. So yeah, this will be the first state in this game where I have actually experienced driving it. And it's partially why I'm excited to go to Fort Collins, because I was in Denver, and we went to Colorado Springs, and almost Fort Collins, then went up, if I'm right, in fact, yeah, that's US 34. So, hold on. This may be something. We may pass that probably in the next episode. But somewhere in this region, in the mountains, which you can't tell because this is just a gray rectangle, but there are mountains here and we were up here as well. So, there is a good chance that I have seen this area in real life and will be able to actually for once comment, is this game remotely like what I experienced? So yeah, let's hop to it and find a job. So like good old Raton, yeah. This pressure tank is what I'd sort of scouted out previously. It seems tempting. It's going up to Fort Collins, so we'll basically be crossing the entirety of Colorado to get there. Now, it is at a rail exporter, which... where would that be here? Oh, right next door. So, also in between the last recording and this one, which was on about a month, it's been a little bit. There was a game update, and it actually, so our yellow line shows where all we've been. We started up in Seattle, for those of you who are new. It actually reset me back to Seattle. With whatever the game update was. I don't know what concern it had. Also, I feel like there should be yellow in there somewhere, but that's fine. I think some of the changes actually were to California. I can't remember. It's part of their changes where they're updating some of the old places to be more modern looking with the new places. So, some stuff may have changed. It may not actually count some of the places I've been, but we know we were there. But yeah, so I had to fast travel from Seattle all the way back to Raton, which luckily there is a way to do. Okay, so basically I just pull out of here, hang a right, go to rail exporter. That should be doable. How do I drive a truck? Let's see, so I remember it was... no, it was N for engine. Alright, we do phonetic here. Okay. Shift and control. Let me emulate having a stick that I can wiggle. Can look around. Mirrors look decently adjusted. I guess they're, for a trailer. Okay. Parking brake is now on. I don't want that. I guess we're running, so yep, off we go. Okay, so I want to hang a right, the opposite of left. Oh, and that looks like a rail exporter. Don't have to worry about cross traffic. I also maybe should have downshifted, but who really cares? Oh, there it is. I see the whatever it is. Okay. I'm just gonna take it. Excuse me. And hello, job. Freight market. Could also go to Alamosa. Oh, that's right over there. Nah, I do want to travel up because so we were visiting friends there in Colorado, and at one point I did actually have the opportunity to drive from Colorado Springs up to Denver on 25, so I want to take 25 because I can speak well to its experience. Okay. So we'll swing it around. It has been a little bit, I think. Oh yeah, I have a rear window. That'll make life easier. Come to me, trailer. Oh, and there's a train going past. That's exciting. And clunk. And clunk. Why did the engine turn off? Don't know. I'm sure that's fine. Okay. So I guess we're off. I'm slowly remembering. Most of it's trying to remember how exactly I do this, because, as you I'm sure know, because the last episode was last week, or this week as I'm recording it, I do this by, I'm not using a GPS or a map. I have to figure out my route ahead of time and then navigate it as if I don't have the ability to do things. I can pull over, I can check my map, but I have to be stopped and pulled over safely to do it. I can't just pause reality, which is how the map does work in this game. It should be fairly simple. Okay, so I'm going to A-Steel up here. So it looks like... Okay. So if I go back the way I came, hang a right out of town, and then a left on 25, I should just take 25 the whole way there. I just have to stick to it. Then once I get there, I'll take this Cloverleaf Junction that only goes one place. Then right in Fort Collins. It should all work out. Okay. Well, that seems like it'll be fairly easy. We're in a gear. The wheel is pointing the wrong way. Off we go. I don't need to signal there. Okay. And I can say, so I believe these yellow sort of license plates that we can see on things, I guess are representative of, New Mexico. They kind of look like... Ooh, I may have bumped someone slightly there. They kind of look right. New Mexico's current one is like a fun teal with a bunch of lines on it, so... Ah, dang. Missed the light. Except I'm sort of out in the lane anyway. Cop doesn't care, so we're all good. And I guess I could already sort of say, you know, we're south of the border. Oh, I forgot you can turn right on red in the US. Well, he's sort of letting me. Excuse me, fellas. Very courteous of them. Yeah, so, I can already say this does look somewhat reminiscent. Yeah, that sort of bushy scrubland I've been talking about my entire time in the, southern U.S. That's kind of what Colorado looks like, too. And it was somewhat confusing because where I am at in the world, it is springtime, and currently it's like, I think the high is 85 today. For the people of Colorado, it's a good bit cooler out, so I wasn't 100% sure if it just like spring comes later there. But now apparently it is spring, and it is just, I'm not gonna make this. I was very calm about the crash. Goodness, these brakes do not work amazingly. I guess I am very heavy. You know, so this is just how the world looks like in that part of the world most of the time, unless you're somewhere with a lot of money that waters their grass. Oh, climb the hill. Now, one thing I'm not sure about, excuse me, fellas, one thing I'm not sure about, and I assume we'll experience it, in fact, it kind of feels like we are now. So, Colorado, and the Denver area specifically, is renowned for being a mile high. It is 1 mile up in the air, 5,000 something feet, and 5,000 converted to kilometers up in the air, or meters, whatever your flavor is. It's very high up. I don't know if New Mexico is that high up. We may have been very slowly inching our way ever skyward since we started this journey. I don't know that. Hello, wonderful Colorado. And hello, way station that I have to stop at. Yeah, so there could be a whole lot of upgoing, even just on this interstate, trying to get to... Is this the way? Oh, it is the way station, but it's weird because it's town as well. Yeah, there could be a whole lot of upgoing on this interstate, which is not what semi-trucks are renowned for. Okay, that's neutral, looks clear. And actually, I guess it does make sense, especially considering these are done as DLCs, so we crossed into Colorado, which is a completely new place that was made new. But this does look different, slightly more green, and at least from my experience, a little... Whoops. Right, brakes. Maybe a little more green than is standard, at least where I was. And it may change. Again, we may be at a lower altitude. Okay, we're good. The light is green now. Away we go. So we'll see if things change a bit as we travel northward. What are we doing? About 30. That's a good speed to enter the highway on. Excuse me. Oh, jeez, that fella cut me off. That is a little bit like Colorado too. It was an interesting, from what I could tell at least, with all the traveling we did, there's sort of a mix. So Colorado as a place is a land of immigrants. There are not very many people who are native to Colorado. Most people there have moved there from elsewhere. So you get an interesting dynamic of a whole bunch of people who are real busy and maybe not the world's best drivers, coupled with a few people who are just super chill and relaxed with nowhere to be. So it was a good bit of driving and trying to avoid the crazy people who were also driving. Oh. Fuel is a thing I need. We'll have to look for some of that. We just passed a sign. There's probably a town not too far away. In fact, yes. What are you? Alamosa, Waynesburg. They probably have fuel in one of those two places. Okay. Well, I'm not going right. West to Alamosa. Hopefully there's fuel not too far. Oops, I need to be in a gear that works. That's gear that doesn't work, and away we go. Hopefully we are not going to be going all the way to Alamosa, because that might be a bit of a detour. Well, we may be... Oh no. 65 miles. This may have been a mistake. Uh-oh. Watch for wildlife on road. Will do. I may have to pull a Yui somewhere. Because this is distinctly becoming what looks like not a gas station. Oh. Dang, I could have used that person's driveway. Well, this is a lovely mountain road. Not really the place you want to be when you're low on fuel, but... You know. What is... Watch for rock. I will do that. Okay, there's a fella behind me. Ooh, that looks like an overlook. If I go into said overlook and try not to go over said overlook. Come on, truck. You can do it. That's neutral. Okay. Now, the trailer's a little bit of a funny shape, but that's fine. Should be able to pull her around. And all is as it was, and the trailer's even blocking for me. Perfect. Okay. Well, that was a fun little detour. Hopefully there's fuel not too much further up the highway. And it looks lovely out. The little roads and grasslands. There's some rocks over there. No, those are horses. Hard to tell the difference sometimes. Nice house. Yeah, this section looks a lot more green and grassy. There are little bits, like you can see the kind of, you know... Oh, those are some deer. Yeah, this dirt part and the slightly brownish grass. That was the big thing to note, was there was plenty of grass, it was just mostly an interesting brownish light color. Okay. Somewhere up here is interstate. There it is. What on earth am I? South is not what I want. We want to go north. Is this north? Probably, because it's the only place I can go. Yes, north. We'll just take a shortcut. Okay. We now have very little fuel. Uh-oh. I mean, it's the interstate. There's fuel everywhere. Just raining from the sky, gasoline. Which would not help me because this is diesel. So there's gotta be some somewhere up here. What's the sign say? Pueblo, 45 miles. I'm probably not gonna make that. Maybe there's more gas somewhere else. We may get to experience the fun of tow trucks. Steam bleach, I think that said 1 mile. That could be something with fuel in it. Vitus power or Yikes power? I kind of missed that. Steam or Stem Beach. Yeah, there should be a sign somewhere on the side that says, like, fuel here. Come if you are low on the fuel. Oh, which we now are. Right. Well, it's much more efficient this way. Till we hit a hill. I guess we should get over. Wait. What is this? Okay, we're cresting the hill. We've still got some speed. Is there fuel here? We're in Pueblo. That was a quick 45 minutes. No, I think I'm going to have to go up an on-ramp, and I don't think we can coast up that. Though there's 100% fuel here. Lower speed curves ahead. I don't have really much control over that. Just get as far as we can. Maybe if we go slow enough, one of these people get angry and push us. Glad the radio still works when the truck's out of gas. It's draining the battery. Pueblo discovered. We've come in a mighty way. Okay. Well, we'll take the exit. I mean, that part we were doing some speed. I have a funny feeling we aren't making it up, though. I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. I know how physics works. Right. Sorry, fellas. Okay. Now, I think I need to... Is it... No, those are those. That one. Okay. If I'm right... So F7 pulls up the oopsies? No. F6. There's a way to call for help. I thought. Maybe not, though. Let's try the big menu. Hello. Can I call a tow truck? Diagnostics, maybe. So the truck's doing fine. It's just a little empty. No. Truck manager. Alright, I'll solve this little caper and be back in a moment. Ah, perfect. Okay. Well, 2, please. Ooh, it'll take 30 minutes. I guess I have to wait for the truck. I feel bad for the people behind me, but sure. And now I'm very sleepy because I couldn't have taken a nap while I waited for that. Okay. Well, we should have some fuel, so in for engine. Oh, that's like no fuel. Why did it cost so much? I guess because they had to bring it out in a jerry can. I don't know why it costs so darn much to get that, but let's throttle up, brake off. Hopefully there's a napping spot up here, since I'm already partway up the ramp. We're clear now, so we're good. Oh, how do I do lights? Those will be handy. In fact, I still need a gas station as well. So I guess we'll just go through Pueblo. Luckily, if I find one, I should be able to nap at a gas station, so it's good there. On, Mr. Truck. Well, luckily we know the thing can coast for quite a ways without any fuel in it. So, is that gasoline? Can I go there? Why does it... I don't think I can go... But I want that. Aw. Must be closed. Yeah, well. Probably no good anyway. But they have water in their gas. Okay. Well, this is fun. We get to visit a nice town. Now, I was not this far south, so... Though it does look pretty Colorado-y from here. So we just kind of cruise on through. Why is it... It's looking like there is no fuel here. Why is there no gasoline in Colorado? Find them. Just put her in here. This is going to be a horrible spot to get out of. I mean, these are like wood cutting people. You'd think they'd have some diesel they could spare. To a fellow operator of large machine. Yeah, this is a bit of a tough spot. Okay, we're gonna put ourselves part way out. In fact, nope, we're going for it. Put on your brakes, big fella. There we go. Okay. We're on our way again. We're probably gonna run out of gasoline again. I probably should have just gotten right back on the interstate. Like I said, there should be a sign that says, like, you know, fuel be here. Come ye for it. Once I find one of those, I'll be good. And until I find one of those, there's probably no point looking. And this little thing, I mean, there were ropes, kinda. I guess I could try and sneak in there, but the ropes there make me think they are not actually open. And it could be that it's, you know, not a diesel providing gas station in the lore of the world, and therefore they just have ropes across it at all times. Keep out errant truckers. Okay, I think it's me. He did not, but that's fine. Okay. So, I do not want to go to Trinidad. I want to go to Colorado Springs someday. Fuel is looking iffy again. Now, it's possible. I think this was the first exit for this particular port. So, hopefully, there's one further up here that does have fuel at it. Because you'd think, you know, of all the places to get gasoline, a large town would be the spot to check. That goes 50 east to La Junta. Don't think that's where I want. Ooh. Food and lodging exit. Is there gasoline at that exit? Gas. Yes. Exit, whatever. Probably this one. In fact, I can see it on the scanners. Gasoline sighted. I also see a lot of weird shapes. Okay. So I want to go this way. Not hit the SUV. Oh, is this one of these? No, I don't quite know what this is. I did encounter quite a few in my travels in Colorado. I don't know the actual proper term for them. I'd call them like a cross junction, where essentially you, as a driver, switch sides of the road for a little bit and are driving on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side for the United States. So there are several of those about, which luckily I'd seen one before, because otherwise I don't know if I would have been able to comprehend what was happening to me. I'm sure there is a little fuel. I'm sure there's some viable automotive reason that you want one of those things, but I'm still not 100% sure the point of them. Okay. Brake on, engine off. Pull up my little pad. And fuel, please. Yeah, there we go. Whew, $4.89 for diesel. I guess that is probably accurate. Okay. Put that away. Engine on, brake off. Now, somewhere over there should be a sleeping, or maybe over there is a sleeping spot. We'll do a little loop and see. I bet you I can fit through this. Yeah, totally. Okay, so swing over here by these rocks. And I should be able to put it right next to this fella and take myself a nap. Whoops. That's not ideal. Maybe I can nap here? Just behind this fella? Doesn't say so. Okay. Let's straighten it out a little bit. And that's probably not gonna work. Excuse me, fella. Haha. We'll have our little tablet out just for a little bit because it does help with finding where you can nap. Actually, the thing says over there. Let's try over here then. Oh, maybe on this long white thing that looks like a parking spot. Yep. Ooh, things are fading fast. Good thing I'm here. Okay, put that away. Sleep. I'm sure I'm in the spot. Okay, and another beautiful day. Turn off the lights, put it in gear. I didn't put the brake on all night, but I'm sure that was fine, because we're pretty level here. Okay. Oh, it was just a short little fella. I didn't even notice. Or it's a different fella. Well, that was a fun detour. I don't know if we'll make Fort Collins. It may be a long episode. We'll get at least most of the way there. So now, okay, good thing you were turning. Oh, I can't go that way. Are you? You're not turning. Hello. Hello, officer. Ah, thank you. Hopefully no one's coming around you. And now, a cheeky little Yui. This is all perfectly fine. And done within the presence of an officer of the law, so all is good. Okay. Well, that was a fun detour. Now I guess we're back on our journey. Once the light changes. A long light. There's not even anyone going. Oh, there it goes. Anyway. Oh, this is a weird, slightly swoopy thing. I guess all's good. Why? Unfortunately, I can't lean forward to see if I have a yellow light or not. I also can't tell when it's a green light. I'm just gonna... There's no one coming. Oh, except for them. Well, I'm sure they're fine with it. Please stop bus. It did. Okay. And no ticket, so I was probably in the right. Or I just missed the little ding sound of the ticket. Okay. So, Drew Dix Parkway. Wait a second. I'd like to go that way sirs. Oh. I see that trailer's gone a little limp. Oh, that's fine. I guess it might be open on the other side. I assume I can just go straight through this. I mean, the issue's right there, so once I get through this fun line of traffic. Is this, I think this was Pueblo? Nothing but trouble here. Glad I didn't go down this far in real life. Everyone's turning, and I don't know quite why. Unless they all live here, or work here. Is that? Nope, that Jeep's turning too. Well, I'm gonna assume I can charge valiantly forward and that no one will question my authority. I mean, they wouldn't have put blockades at both ends. Yeah, no. Perfectly open, and in fact, the only one on the highway. Except, wait. How'd you get here? Who are these people? Maybe they were the ones involved with the wreck, and the wreck is now done. Well, either way. Okay. This looks a lot more like what I saw in Colorado. This sort of browny gray bit with mountains over to the left. Some slight hills, though. What I remember being most striking was that 555 divorce. I don't know if divorce is an authentic number. I'd have to check that. It may be. Seems too long, though. Yeah, so the thing I found most striking, so where I am from in the Midwest land, there are kind of gentle rolling hills that lead up to the Appalachian Mountains. And it kind of, you know, those gentle rolling hills roll on for hundreds of miles. Here in Colorado, it was quite literally flat mountain. It was like someone just took like a piece of paper and punched it. So the gentle rolling hills to the right may be accurate. I hope you want to get off there, bud. Might be accurate. In fact, those look pretty small. Oops, I'm drifting. The mountains there look somewhat small. I am in a big truck, I suppose. But yeah, it was just mountains there, flat that way. They've sort of captured that, though it is pretty mountainy here. I do think Colorado Springs was somewhat more mountainy. We didn't go really all that much into town, from what I recall. There we go, I'm almost to highway speeds. So distracted looking around at things that I forgot I also have to drive an automobile, or a truckamobile. But yeah. Now can I get up to 75? Should be able to, if I remember that was, this truck is now upgraded. Maybe someday. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a little... Are we now... Well, we might now be in Denver, because that looks like the Denver, rail trams. Yep. So, Denver we stayed in, because that's where my friends reside. That's how we got from the airport to their apartment, was with the little rail. So there's a train, then there's a rail tram. It's a pretty decent, metro network for the United States, at least. That looks like Denver. Well, we can't see it now, but off in the distance. And this looks pretty accurate. Kind of like the tracks running beside the road. The bridges and whatnot. Oh, yeah, up in the mountains over there. Again, a little smaller, actually, than they look in real life. That could be, you know, in real life we have depth perception. So, instead of a feigned representation of what depth perception could be. So, here it's just they're small and, you know, they're small because they're far away, but it looks like they're just small. In the real world, you can tell, like, oh, that thing is massive and just far away. Yeah. Better late than dead. Actually, there were some of those out there that... I feel like that might have been one that was on a sign. That would be weird. Grand Junction... Oh, yeah. Grand Junction and Lemon. I remember those, because Lemon is the name. It's probably not Lemon. They probably have a better way to pronounce it, but I enjoyed calling it Lemon. And these massive flyovers. It was a bit... I mean, it's like any big town, but... you could tell in Denver that, you know, it was everything was fairly modern in terms of the road infrastructure, because it just had these massive flying viaducts and, you know, lanes swooping everywhere, and it didn't look like they had to be kind of jury-rigged in. They just had all the room in the world to build them, because up until not too long ago, there wasn't really very much in Denver. Most of Colorado has grown rapidly in the last few years. So, off we go. I will say some of this, and it could be that it changes a bit, because like I said, it was still fairly cool out. I do think they hadn't quite reached full-on springtime when I was there. But this does look a little more green than I remember. Or no, that's what it is. There are trees here, and that was something notably absent, was there were not very many trees that I could see in Denver. Like off in the distance, that little thicket, no, it wouldn't have existed. Just not there. Unless it was a golf course. So that's one thing that's slightly different. Another thing I noticed, this entire highway, basically from Fort Collins up, this leftmost lane here had a bunch of signs and infrastructure as a express lane. Basically how it worked, you would pay, I don't know if there was like an app or if you got a card to hang or whatnot, but you pay a fee, or no, that's what it was. They have cameras that'll scan your tailplate, and based on how long you've been on the road, they'll send you a bill. But there were all these signs posted with like the toll amount. Oh, I'm good to go through this way station. That's lovely. And the so it'd be a sign, and you could, it was digital, the toll amounts. They could change it based on traffic conditions. But most of this highway, the leftmost lane, was just there for express passengers, and the idea being, if there's heavy traffic, it will help alleviate it because you have to pay to be in the expensive lane, so... Oh goodness. We're here. Good thing I noticed those yellow X's in time. I assume that they're much more solid than they look. Yeah, so... Interesting toll road, and maybe... Again, like I said, I don't believe, this game has existed, longer, I think, than... Well, that was all gibberish. I don't know when they did, like, they're looking to see what Colorado was like for making this game. Because I do believe they actually either, used Google Maps or more than likely had someone, like their art lead, actually travel around and take notes. But, it's possible that the express lanes and whatnot have come since then. Because I feel like that was a pretty notable feature of the road. And also, I guess they could have left it out because it's not really applicable to trucks. I mean, I guess a truck could use it if they wished, but... One, the traffic is never going to be so much by well, can I make it? I was already in. Can't stop me. There we go. Yeah, traffic in the game is never going to be so much that you actually need an express lane. And, even if it were, in real life, trucks probably aren't paying the extra to go in the express lane. And it may even be prohibited from it, I don't remember. Now, if I'm right, remembering my map, I basically go, actually until about here, to the end of this road, hang a right, and then it'll be on my right somewhere up ahead. So, this is pretty lovely. You should be able to see mountains ahead of us, but, the height and whatnot. Yeah. I did not actually get to visit, Fort Collins proper. We cut off kind of just south of it to go up into the mountains, but looks pretty nice. I will say the traveling, having done it in real life, the scale of the game becomes very apparent because it's probably 3 hours of driving just to go from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. Maybe 2.5. So, crossing more or less the entire state in under an hour. Nope, I don't want to be here. Yeah, it's a little bit... You can tell it's much smaller than in real life. Is that? No. They get to go now. Farmer's barn. Nah. Does look a little Colorado-y, though. The, at least up in this area, along the interstate was very just flat and open. With the mountains off to the left, which you can almost sort of see. That's probably the biggest omission, or not even an omission, it's just a technical limitation to get the visual of it right, while also being able to have, a game that's a reasonable size. Because to make it real, you'd have to make the mountains more or less the actual size, which is a big... Oh, dang it. It was maybe a little bit over the line there. But yeah, the mountains would have to be big and very far away And at that point, you'd run into rendering issues. You'd have to be able to render it further away. Even if it's just painted background, it's going to be more data. So I understand some of the limitations, but I'm sure as you're actually going through the mountains, it's much more notable. I guess that's why they couldn't make it a just, skybox background, because you actually can go there. You are driving through the mountains, and therefore they have to be real physical things. No trains here. Go ahead and get over. I believe I can see the flashing white circle of justice, so I believe it's right up here. Yep. Ah, avalanche steel, not a steel. And I just got a whole lot of achievements for something. This is gonna be tough. Yeah, don't mind me, people on the road. I may have to do a little bit of shuffling to actually get it in here. Hello. Where do you need it? Well, luckily it looks like if I can get it in, it's fairly easy. Okay. Now, yeah, it's gonna catch over there. So let's just kinda... I've got the beeper, so everyone knows I'm coming for them. Yeah. Now, if I can kind of pull it this way and then swoop in at the last second. Yeah, I can pull it around that. Okay, they want it over there, so... yeah, this should be fairly easy. So I guess I could have probably deciphered this from the name Steel, but I thought it would be like a smeltery or something and not a junkyard. Well, I guess these things, it didn't really matter the condition these things were in anyway then, so that's probably good. Now, hopefully, there's nothing to the truck's right, because I cannot see it, and it will impede my... oh no, there isn't. Though I do think I want to pull her forward, get myself on a good vector, and straight back in. Oh, pretty painless parking maneuver compared to some of the ones I've ever do. Should be able to just flick it in here. Like so. Oh, come on. Haha. Okay. There we go. Perfect, and I didn't even destroy it too much. Continue. And we made it in ever so slightly longer of a episode, but that should be fine. Now, what do I want to do? So, fuel economy is probably smart, especially going up the mountain. And I feel like we've got a lot in that. So, Let's see. Fragile goods will unlock different types of cargo, as would explosives. The issue with explosives is I don't think they actually explode. Oh, I didn't want... Okay. I was like, I hope I didn't actually click that. What are our options? So, dynamite, fireworks, and ammunition. Kind of boring. Gases could be fun. Flammable liquids. That would be like gasoline. Flammable solids are kind of meh. Toxic and infectious substances. Could be fun. So I'm kind of basing this off of what will get me a cool little tank truck or tank car that I can pull around. Corrosive substances, maybe. I'm thinking flammable liquids, though, would be the best. It's like gasoline and whatnot. Because flammable gases, that's fun, but when they may go in interesting boxes, they may also just go in, you know, a standard trailer. Yeah, flammable liquids for me. That way, if I run out of gas, I can just hook up a pipe to the cargo and fix it. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Oh, I forgot to take a photo. See, it's been a long while. I don't remember how to do things. That's not too impressive, but here we are. So yeah, I do believe that's where we're going to end it for today. I'm going to shift out of gear so the beeping stops. Yeah, so we're now mostly through Colorado. I believe next time, though, we're going to have a fun journey up through mountains, so that is something to look forward to. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out any of the other stuff I've done, and until next week, bye-bye.